Welcome back to my second video in the series. So as you all know from the first video, so we are working on this topology. So we have this in our first video. In our previous video, we had this topology set up and they're all communicating, they are all connected together. So we installed or we set up a security operating system, which means here I refer to Kali Linux. I install Kali Linux, and then we saw that Kali Linux has only a NAT connection. So now we are going to try and connect Kali into the Swansea network so that it is part of that network as well. So let's go to the settings here. To the network, you can see that it is attached to NAT. So before that, let's go into SDC. The first one is NAT, the second one is internal Swansea. So I would use the same adapters. So let's say internal network, and it is int Swansea. And then I say okay. For now, I'm okay with just one. So let me power it up, and then let's go into the Kali Linux and try to give the IP addresses into it. Right, let's go into Kali, login. Here we go. So the password of my Kali, and we are now logged in. So I prefer using command prompt to configure things here, because sometimes when you do manually, for example, if you want to configure network adapters, and you can go here in the settings, and then you have Ethernet 0 and Ethernet 1. So if you want to go and configure it, so it is simple. You can go here, you have ETH 0 and ETH 1. You can configure the settings here, but what I prefer is I would prefer to do it in the interfaces in the file rather than doing it manually here. So sudo nano etc, that is where the network's interfaces are stored. So it asks for password. So I give the password, so you could see that only the loopback addresses are here. So here we can configure both the NAT interface and NAT to internet. So auto interface. So we want to know the interface details. So let me go here and say IP address. You have three adapters. One is loopback, the other one is ETH0, which is up. Possibly this is NAT. Let's confirm that in a moment. So the MAC address is 88, and we have ETH1, which has MAC address of 99. Both are up. So how do we confirm that ETH0 is NAT and ETH1 is uh, internal network? So go to the settings here, network, and you can see the IP address here. So the NAT adapter's IP address is 7A88, if you can read it. And then here it says that F999 for internal adapters. So you could see F999, this is ETH1, it's going to be the internal one, and ETH0, this is going to be 7A88, which is your NAT1. So let's go back again. So it is ETH0, so auto ETH0, I face net 0, inet, this is DHCP. You don't want to give anything here, and then internal to Swansea network, auto ETH1. So here I am going to manually configure. So inet static, and then address, I'm going to give the IP address, which is 192.168.1.2 maybe. You can even do a DHCP, it's up to you. Net mask is 255.255.255.0 because it is a /24 network, and the gateway for me is 192.168.1.1, which is my server. I can give my DNS servers. So here DNS, not servers, name servers. So you have to be very careful when you're doing it. So it is 192.168.1.1 is my DNS, and then I can give my secondary DNS server as 8.8. Right, I think we are okay with that. So if you want to give furthermore instructions, you can give it. There is a best practice which I could do it. If sometimes you want to make sure that it is not all right. Okay, no, it's fine for now. I don't want to give out that information at the moment presently, so let's continue it with the basics here. Right, let's go IP address. Oh, sorry, IP address. You don't see them still because sudo systemctl restart networking service. Let's restart it, and then here we go. So you have 10.0.2.15, which is the IP address for ETH0, and you have ETH1, which is 192.168.1.2. So let's go back to our server and check whether the connectivity is up and running. Right. I think my connection is now interrupted. Let me check that first. Okay, we are back here. Yeah, my internet. I'm remoting this machine, so my remote connection is being interrupted. So let's go back to Kali here. Let me keep Kali a bit minimized here. So let's open it this way. So let's say I just wanted to check if my Kali is now part of the Swansea network. So let's go in and then connect to the terminal. It's a bit slow here, I think. So let's open the terminal. IP address, yeah, we have the IP address. Let's ping 192.168.1.1, and destination host is not reachable. Right, let's troubleshoot what's the problem is. All right, okay, the server is still loading. It takes a while to load. Let me power it on, and then let's wait for it. I've got back into the network, so let's try it. So now my server is on. We check it. Yeah, So now ping 192.168.1.1, which is a server, and I can ping the server. So let's go back to the server and right, open the command prompt ipconfig and ping 192.168.1.2, and here we go, we ping. So which means now the Kali Linux is connected as part of our Swansea network itself. So which means we are now within the network, and now we can move forward with the security assessments of the network. So the next thing I would like to check is whether this network is connected to is this machine, it is now connected to the Swansea network. We can successfully ping from here to here. So I also wanted to check if this is also connected to the London domain or not. So let's go to the security and then say ping 192.168.2.1, which is my London server, which is my Debian. And here we go, I can ping it. And let me go to the London, and then I say ping 1.2, which is my Kali Linux, it can ping. So which means so at this point, our topology, this mission, the security mission, is part of the Swansea network, and it can successfully ping to all the missions in the Swansea network, and also it can ping. It is connected to the LCD as well, which means now we can start our assessments. This is what we want our work to be when it is starting up. So there are a few things which I wanted to tell before the end of this video, which will be very useful for you, especially while you are handling the virtual missions. The first thing is about how you're going to handle your virtual missions. So if your computers are slow, if your host mission is slow, and if you want to if you can't power on all the missions, like now I have a London server, which is Debian server, and then Swansea server, which is a Windows server, and then the security OS, which is a Kali mission. All the three are up and running. Sometimes your computers don't allow it, or the process is slow, it will hang up, kind of thing. So you always go to the settings, go to the system, and you have your base memory. You can play around that, and you have your cores of the processors which you can play around. So for any Debian missions, any Linux missions, you don't want to use more cores of processor and more base memory. A 2 MB base memory is more than enough. Maybe you can allocate 4 if you have more space and more RAMs with you. Only for the Windows server you need 8 GB RAM. You can allocate 8 GB. So here I have allocated 12. Initially I have allocated 16, and then when I'm adding more missions, I'm reducing it. So from 16 I have made it to 12 GB of RAM. Maybe if in future, if I want, I can even go to 8 GB RAM. 8 GB is more than enough for us. And then the processor as well, I have given 6 processors cores here. I can reduce it to 4 if we want it. So you have to play around on that. So this is an understanding which you should have it, okay, when you're working on it. So don't think that, oh, my missions are not working. Your missions will work. The only thing is you have to play around with how much memory you want and how you're going to work around it, right? So with this point, the video series 2, we are stopping the video series where we have the connections all up and running. We have added a security operating system within the Swansea network, and it can successfully talk to the London network as well. So from now onwards, we will try to look what is there in the network, and footprinting and scanning is what we will be doing in our upcoming series of videos. Thank you very much.